And it looked like Adam Silver is forced to speak out against Cathy Engelbert and the current dismemberment of her relationship with her players.
The WNBA is literally on its knees without Caitlin Clark. As things have taken a wilder turn now, there is a shocking drop in everything. Ratings, ticket sales, viewership, and above all, the danger of lockdown is around the corner. And the WNBA desperately wants to fix this all. Therefore, Adam Silver finally responds and promises to fix the mess.
Silver stated, "They're not just economic, there's relationship issues as well." He stated, "I'm confident we can fix those over time, and this league can continue to be the rocket trajectory that is on right now."
But here is the twist. Cathy refuses to resign. So what do you think? Will Adam really fire Cathy Engelbert and protect Caitlin Clark? Or once again, fans are given false hopes? Let us know your take in the comments below.
Now, it's crazy because we do know, all right? We do know Adam Silver is the one that's in charge. He big boss, all right? He hired Cathy. And people are questioning too, is Cathy getting some demands from Adam? Or is Adam just allowing her to do what she wants to do?
Okay, so it won't be wrong if I say WNBA is facing its darkest days. Because what happened in the last few days was nothing but a roller coaster ride. But in the middle of this collapsing empire, finally, we have someone stepping in. Adam Silver himself. Yep, the NBA Commissioner just broke his silence. And his remarks? Oh boy, they sound calm on the surface. But if you listen closely, there's a storm behind every word.
So Thanos finally stepped out and started talking about the crazy nonsense of a civil war that's going on between Iron Man or Iron Woman, Cathy Engelbert, and Captain America, Nafisa Collier.
He basically said, we'll get a deal done. Yes, he said there's a need to listen to the players' demands and let the new CBA happen.
Stated Adam Silver on WNBA labor dispute, "We will get a deal done."
Sounds nice, right? But come on, really? Are you seriously sure this will happen after all this mess? And here's the part that sent everyone bursting into laughter. Like, you can't make this up. He actually called Cathy Engelbert's time historic growth for the WNBA.
At the same time, Cathy Engelbert has presided over 6 years of some of the strongest growth we've not only seen in the WNBA, but any sports league in history. Ooh, so he's giving her big props, all right?
Are you kidding me? Historic growth? When the finals arena looks half empty and players are turning against their own commissioner? That's historic, all right? Just not in the way he meant.
Adam Silver stated, Cathy Engelbert has proceeded over historic growth. See, now y'all trying to, Adam, don't do it. Don't do it, Adam. Adam, please don't do this.
Now let's dig a little more into what he said. Silver did admit there are relationship issues with players. But honestly, that's like saying the Titanic had a small water problem. No kidding, Adam. The whole league's on fire and you're calling it a growing pain?
Goes on to say there's no question that the WNBA is going through growing pains, and it's unfortunate that it's coming just as their most important games in the finals are on right now.
Okay, now here's what he said about the WNBA finals. That he wants to celebrate the finals. But celebrate what? A finals without Caitlin Clark? Without the player who single-handedly carried the league's popularity all season? You can't celebrate something that half the fans already turned off.
Now, Silver stated, we've had 2 fantastic games so far, and want to celebrate the game at the moment. And then we've got to sit down with the players and negotiate a new collective bargaining agreement. Bro, I'm telling you right now, I don't believe they get a deal done.
Now look, Silver's trying to sound like the hero coming to fix everything. But will he really be able to do this? And what he said about Cathy makes it sound like he isn't even thinking about removing her from the league. And just imagine, he's saying this at a time when every WNBA fan, every player, and every coach is practically screaming for her to step down.
But I feel like at this point, she going to have to step down. Stephen A. Smith said it last week, and I'm saying it right now. She going to have to shake. But whatever the case may be, she's making no set choices or chances of her leaving. She made it clear during Friday press conference that she's here to stay for whatever reason.
Now, let's face it, the WNBA's problems aren't just about money. They're about trust, leadership, vision. And right now, none of that exists. So here's the truth. Even though Adam Silver says he's confident a deal will happen, he'll make all the players agree to happily return and play next season. But if you look closely at what's really happening behind the scenes, it tells a very different story.
To me, I think it's just a misfortune. It's just a misfortune of a situation. And they're going to have to fix it, bro. Like, this whole thing going to have to get fixed with Cathy.
I'm talking about the ticking bomb sitting right under the WNBA leadership, the lockout. And no, this isn't some rumor being thrown around for clicks. It's real. And every single day that passes, it's getting even closer. Because when you look at what's going on behind the scenes, this deal isn't moving forward. It's stuck, completely jammed. And honestly, it's hard to see how it gets fixed anytime soon.
I don't believe they get a deal done. I don't believe they get a deal done at all.
Let's start with the main issue, money. You see, players are demanding to see the real numbers. Yes, they want to know exactly how much the league makes from sponsorships, TV deals, merch, everything.
And we all know about the financial things that the league, they won't, the players can't even negotiate properly because they don't know how much money the league's making. They don't even have a bargaining chip. They just, they don't know. And that's probably their biggest bargaining chip is we actually can't negotiate here because you aren't telling us how much money we're making, or you aren't showing us detailed breakdowns of where we're making or losing money.
Because right now they're getting less than 10% of the total revenue. Compare that to the NBA's 50%, and come on. You see the problem, right? But here's where it gets ridiculous. The league doesn't even want to open its books. They're basically saying, trust us.
The players want the league to give them data proving those revenue benchmarks haven't been met. That's where the trust started to break down. One league source said, you want to call them greedy and unreasonable, but you won't give them the data.
Well, good luck with that. Because let's be honest, players don't even trust their own commissioner right now. They literally want to throw her out. So, what kind of trust are we talking about here? And then comes the most complicated part. Because just think about it. The entire league's financial engine is running on a few names. Caitlin Clark and maybe 2 or 3 others. That's it. They're the ones pulling ratings, selling tickets, keeping the lights on. And the rest? Most fans couldn't name half the roster without checking Google. And now those players are asking for pay raises across the board? Sounds fair, but seriously, from where? Because the league says it can't afford that without going broke.
According to sources on both sides of CBA negotiations, under the current CBA, players don't get additional revenue sharing. 9% opposed to 49 to 51% in the WNBA until the league has generated a certain level of revenue, which it says it has yet to do after decades of multi-million-dollar losses at the franchise and league level. Why would they get what the NBA gets? The WNBA doesn't own 100% of the league. So if you get 50% of 50%, then that's 25%. Why would WNBA owners agree to only 25%? They wouldn't.
So what happens now? If they raise salaries, they break the system. If they don't, they break the trust. Either way, it's a lose-lose. But let's not ignore another major shock to WNBA leadership. Nafisa Collier just canceled her meeting with Cathy Engelbert. And when you see that, you don't just see Nafisa versus Cathy. You see WNBA versus Unrivaled? Yes, that's how serious this is getting.
Now, Cathy was trying to meet with Nafisa Collier, right? She was trying to meet with her, but she ended up canceling that meeting. Now, I can't hold y'all. Canceling that meeting, I didn't get a chance to talk about it, but that make her look a little suspicious, all right? That make her look a little suspicious. Why are you canceling that meeting if the main thing you want to do right now is negotiate?
But in the midst of all this, Adam Silver says he's confident a deal will happen. And now everyone's just sitting there wondering, confident in what exactly? Because from here, it looks like the players are done talking, the league's out of excuses, and the deadline is about to explode. And if this deal isn't done by the end of the month, stop kidding yourself. The lockout won't be a warning anymore. It would be inevitable. And if it happens, you know what that means for the league's future. But if you really want to see what the WNBA's future might look like if this chaos keeps going, just take a look at the finals. Yeah, the same league that finally had everyone talking, finally had some momentum, is now collapsing just 2 seasons later.
Do you think the players know that if there is effectively no 2026 season, the WNBA as we knew it is dead? Folks, it took 27 years for the WNBA to finally get a respectable audience. And in a matter of 2 seasons, they're about to lose said respectable audience.
Because, let's be real, the WNBA Finals were supposed to be the biggest events of the year. Aces versus Mercury, Aja Wilson versus Dewana Bonner, the battle of the best. But what do we have? Rows of empty seats and tickets selling for the price of a burger.
The reason ticket prices were so low for Game 1 last night, there is a complete lack of interest in this series. And the reason there's a complete lack of interest is because there are no stars.
I'm not even kidding. Some finals tickets went for $6. $6. That's less than your morning coffee. How do you call that historic growth? It's the finals, not a discount movie night. And when you look around those half-empty arenas, you can't help but think, this isn't a finals problem. It's a Caitlin Clark problem. Because let's be honest, the league's entire surge in attention came from her. She was the spark, the reason people watched. And without her, the energy's gone. The ratings are dropping, the buzz is dying, and even the so-called best players can't fill the stands.
I thought WNBA players were claiming that they're the reason business is booming. Caitlin Clark isn't responsible for our growth. The WNBA is more than just one player.
And that's the scary part. If this is what the finals look like now, imagine what happens if there's a lockout. If 2026 just doesn't happen, you think fans will stick around after that? They won't. They'll move on. And when that happens, it's game over.
Do you think people are going to tune back in after taking a year off from watching WNBA basketball? Do you think people are going to be putting WNBA viewing as their priority above NFL, above college football, above Major League Baseball, above tennis, above golf? Do you think that's still going to be the case if there's no 2026 season?
So here's where we are. Adam Silver's trying to calm the storm, Cathy Engelbert's hanging by a thread, and the WNBA? It's walking straight toward a lockout. The finals are empty, the fans are frustrated, and the league's biggest star isn't even on the court. And if this isn't a warning shot for the leadership, I don't know what is. Now, if you want to stay updated on what happens next, make sure to subscribe and share this video, because things are about to get a lot louder.